In 1977, the chairman of one of America's biggest banks took a huge risk, spending over $100 million to install ATMs all over New York City. Virtually no one wanted their money from a hole in the wall. Well, they wanted human interaction with a human bank teller. The investment, however, paid off. That following January, a huge blizzard hit New York, dumping 17 inches of snow in the city. Banks were closed for days. The ATMs were the only way to get cash. The rest is history. That's technology. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Welcome to day 2 of the Digital Ecosystem Week of the Malaysia Tech Month 2021. We're coming to you live virtually. My name is Hasrul and I'll be your host for today. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you this fine morning, 11th of August 2021. I'd like to thank all in attendance early this morning to join us on this virtual platform to connect even in these unpredictable times. For those of you just tuned in this week, let me bring you up to speed. The Malaysia Tech Month 2021, or known as MTM 2021, is launched by Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC, through the month of August as a virtual month-long curation of electrifying digital and technology keynotes, workshops, discussion panels, and business matching sessions. It will feature distinguished groups of local and international industry speakers and investors to share their expert thoughts and experience in 4IR-driven digital economy. MTM 2021 will see exciting programs that will allow the spotlight to be shown upon the digital ecosystem leaders and creators, leading-edge companies, as well as talents, enabling all stakeholders to discover new perspectives on domestic and global trends in artificial intelligence, drone tech, data analytics, fintech, Islamic fintech, e-commerce, agtech, creative games and animation, and the digital workforce. Therefore, before we move on, let me convey some housekeeping guidelines. Number 1, any questions for our speakers, you may submit them via the Q&A comment box below. Number 2, meeting and chat rooms for attendees are available for your networking convenience. And number 3, please complete the survey for each of the sessions as we strive to continuously serve you better. Number 4, last but not least, should you require technical assistance, please chat with our admin and on the virtual platform. Thank you. Without further ado, allow me to welcome Aiza Azreen Ahmad, the Chief Digital Business Officer of Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC, to deliver her opening remarks of the day, and she might even surprise you with some poetry. Over to you, Aiza.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Again, Hasrul, it's just an amazing feeling to speak after you, but also a very daunting feeling because I don't know whether I can keep up with your enthusiasm and your energy, but fantastic. Thank you so much for that opening remark. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera to everybody listening in. And also salam ma'al hijrah to the Muslims and non-Muslims celebrating. We are all Malaysians. We celebrate everything. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for a very, very important area of digitalization that I have the honor of actually delivering my opening remarks, or I should say kicking off the segment. So I won't start with a poem today, but I'll definitely start with a wise quote from someone, yeah? Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. So that was actually a quote by John F. Kennedy. So I would like to begin by saying how delighted I am to be here today to deliver the opening remarks for Digital Ecosystem Cybersecurity and Data Cloud Virtual Event. So what the quote I've just used today, I thought I'm going to set the tone. Digital infrastructure or ecosystem in cybersecurity and data cloud has always been seen as technical, very technical things, right? But I kid you not, after today, you will see the human side of things. You have fantastic lineup of speakers. I'll give homage to them later. But distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I need to remind everyone, but it's always very good to revisit what we are going through. So last year or so has been unprecedented, not at least within this last 100 years or so. The spread of the COVID pandemic has been so intense. Everyone in every corner of the world, of every culture, of every economic standing is affected. So COVID has robbed us of loved ones, friends, freedoms, and livelihoods. Yes, there are certain relaxation with our movement control order, but what is important here to note is that we still have not been able to establish that human connection that we have. It has somewhat become to me, human connection has somewhat become to me like a romantic novel. You read it, but you can't quite get there. So it has taken away our leisure, holidays overseas, and social gatherings, things many of us had, I'm sure, taken for granted. But life, ladies and gentlemen, is hardly ever one-sided. Yeah. So COVID is applied on the world, but we have always adapted and overcame adversity. From the ashes, like a phoenix, civilizations have arose to greatness. So COVID has catalyzed on our human ingenuity and creativity. So it has forced us to ramp up our shift to the digital, lockdowns, roadblocks, no worries. So human interactions are now online. Might not be the same, but we make do with what we have. Economic activity, social gatherings, and conversations are now enabled by technologies. Sure that pre-COVID, these technologies were around. I think all the things that I've mentioned has been around for the longest time, but its adoption rate now pales in comparison to today. I am having a front row seat to the kind of adoption rate in Malaysia, not just Malaysia, in the rest of the world too. So ladies and gentlemen, we are at the precipice of an old world that will soon change if it hasn't already. How we work, how we socialize and transact will be like nothing we've ever seen or experienced before. But what would that world look like? So the digital world is a place of connectivity. It is a place where information transcends borders, and someone selling a product or offering a service from Africa, from Timbuktu, can reach customers all the way in Malaysia at the click of a button. The digital world is a place of inspiration where information is democratized, giving access to a wealth of knowledge shared by the people from anywhere in the world. So the digital world is a place of dreams. It is a place where we can unwind and plug into a virtual world, becoming anyone at any place in any time. But just like the real world, it's not free of dangers. Harmful activities such as cyberbullying, and we know that very, very well, harassment, identity theft, distasteful exploitations of people and children. These things make me really, really, really enraged when I think about it. These things exist and will continue to persist if we do not pay proper attention to formulating policies and guidelines to protect those that we serve, whether customers or the rakyat, and those who we love, our children and our family. So ladies and gentlemen, innate within us is a fire to explore and an ambition for progress, right? We are dreamers, yes, but that constantly look beyond the stars. We are always craving for the next adventure into the unknown of space. Yet underneath it all lies a warmth of compassion for our neighbor, for our friends, and for our families. Our very nature of being human allows us to dream. And if that dream leads towards a digital future, then so be it. But that does not mean we forgo ethics. That does not mean we compromise rule of law. So our goal should not lie in the extremes. We should strike a balance between our ambitions and our values as human beings. It should be an integration between man and machine, of algorithm and cerebrum. So investments into digital infrastructures, such as cloud solution, for instance, should be complemented with equal investments into cybersecurity. And these are the two things, or even more, of what you're going to learn today from the team that I am so honored and so excited to be part of when I started off in MDEC 6 months ago. So at my MDEC, we believe in such a balance, facilitating efforts from both public and private sectors to execute on the vision and strategies that have been set out by the Malaysian government in the My Digital Blueprint. I think everyone in Malaysia should already know the word My Digital Blueprint, not necessarily the content yet, but we'll get there. With MDEC, you can always learn what this is all about and be part of the execution journey, and also Malaysian cybersecurity strategy. So for the cloud segment, MDEC has outlined a couple of things. So digital investments, Future 5, DIF5 strategy, a 5-year plan focusing on 5 key thrusts to attract investments in line with My Digital. One of the targets focuses on facilitating a growth of 5 key sectors. So there's number 5 here, a lot of number 5 being used, namely cloud computing, cloud data centers, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and digital content tools. Cloud services were given a key highlight in the My Digital initiative, a call for an increase in local data centers as means to providing high-end cloud computing services. So this reflects the government's cloud-first strategy, one instituted at both federal and the local state levels, which gets me very excited when we talk about local state levels. So to help execute on these strategies, 4 cloud service providers, CSPs, have been given conditional permission by the government to build and manage hyperscale data centers and cloud services in Malaysia. So there is a total of 12 billion and 15 billion expected to be invested over 5 years respectively. That's very lofty ambitions. So 4 local managed services providers, MSPs, have also been appointed to help CSPs, a lot of acronyms today, to achieve key targets for the government, such as 80% use of cloud storage by the public sector by the end of 2022. I'm just going to repeat that again. 80% use of cloud storage by the public sector by the end of 2022. It is less than 1.5 years, 18 months away. So this collaboration will act as a catalyst for local companies to embrace dynamic consumption while building resilient infrastructure. So on cybersecurity, some statistics for everyone's watching. IDC reported that cybersecurity spending for the Malaysian market reached 627 million, that is USD, in 2019, but it is expected to exceed the 1 billion mark, also in USD, by 2024. So to emphasize the impressive nature of this market segment, the double-digit growth of cybersecurity is twice that of Malaysia's entire ICT sector, of which Malaysia is the second largest within ASEAN. So MDEC, what do we do? As a strategic partner of Malaysia's cybersecurity strategy, MCSS, launched by Malaysian government in October last year, we will execute on MCSS Pillar 3, catalyzing world-class innovation, technology, R&D, and industry, and Pillar 4, enhancing capacity and capability building, awareness, and education. But MDEC is more than just a doer, right? To realize the dream that is a digital future, we must do more than propose and execute on policies and strategies. We must encourage change, but change is difficult. So our identity and who we are the sum of all our past experiences, of where we've been and the stories we tell ourselves. So, but as the late John F. Kennedy, 35th President of the United States, had said, change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present right now are certain to miss the future. So to change is to reorient ourselves into an unknowable future, to take a chance, to risk it all on a dream. Yes, change is difficult, scary even, but not impossible. So inspiration, I believe, inspires belief, right? And belief is the nucleus that holds the call for action together. But to believe is to understand, and understanding parts of that is very, very crucial, right? What we need to do is that we need to start with a conversation. And so we at MDEC have decided to facilitate that conversation by pulling together dreamers from around the world and invite them here, virtually of course, to our Malaysia Tech Month 2021, MTM, data infrastructure event on cybersecurity and data cloud. I'm just so excited today. So topics such as harness the power of public-private partnership to build trusted, secure, and ethical digital environment, and how cloud can contribute to digital transformation for Malaysia. These are just the flavors on offer. These are just barely scratching the surface. The rich dialogue on how we as the global collective can strike a balance between connectivity and safety, inspiration and action, dreams and reality will happen today, the whole entire day today. So I am excited for the next session to be coming forth. We have Puan Azreen of NATSA and also moderators that we have invited, and we are so honored to have them here, to listen to them. And please, everyone, tune in to our Facebook to listen it live. Otherwise, you can always watch the recording again. But very, very importantly, We wake up, we dress up, and we turn up. So I would like to therefore convey my appreciation again to the distinguished speakers, panelists, and those in attendance for your support and collaboration with MDEC. Together, let us build a community of revolutionaries, those willing to go beyond our past and present and dream of that unknowable future and a future of possibilities. With that, Hasrul, I bid you, not farewell yet because I'm coming back later, but I bid you a good day, and I bid all the speakers and panelists a good day. I bid my team, I wish my team at Digital Adoption Ecosystem, this is our week, guys. Let's make it count. And also a shout out to MDEC. Malaysia Tech Month is where you need to be and where you need to go and where you need to come over and be heard. So with that, I thank you, Hasrul. Over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Aiza, for that go-get-em kickstart for this morning. We'll catch you later this afternoon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now be moving forward to our next session of the day. It will be beginning shortly, so do click join session and please complete the survey after each session as we strive to continuously serve you better. See you in a bit.